I'm going to show you guys my income from 2020. Roll the intro. All right, guys, so we are actually going to take a look at what my income is as a YouTuber, entrepreneur, and trader. I'm going to dive into the income of my entire 2020 year, and we're going to look at everything I made. I'm going to preface this and say I'm not going to show you how much money I have now, but we can look at how much income I have and roughly the percentage gains. Now, I need to again say that a lot of my trading was done through crypto exchanges. They did not send me out a balance sheet report. I don't have those anywhere, and I didn't track on my FX book. I was using multiple accounts on different things. What I am able to do for the trading profits is we are going to look at all of my profits that I had dumped into a crypto account and look at the growth percentage that account has grown, because all of my profits had then been dumped into a crypto wallet and I'm just storing it there. So that's going to give us a rough idea of how much I made from the trading profits. And then we're going to combine that with business income and the YouTube income as well. So let's jump into it really quickly here so that you guys can see. This is going to be freaking cool. A little bit of inspiration for you guys. And you guys can then see, roughly how much of a percentage we are making per month and whatnot, and see how we can grow. When it comes to actual trading profits, in showing some sort of proof of the trading profits, I have been tracking my results in the Signal group there. If you guys are interested in the Signal group, you can join that link in the description there, and I'm posting it publicly to anyone who is in that group there, so we can actually look at how much R I'm making. And if you guys don't know what R is your risk to reward ratio. So if you make 1 R, you've made 1 times what you've risked. So if you risk $100 and you make 1 R, you've made $100. So I've been keeping track of that since September roughly is when I started actually posting my signals in the shared signal group there. So we can look at that, and my results have been somewhat similar to the September results through the entire year, but I've gotten better recently and I've shown much more strength. So we'll kind of look at that and then extrapolate what my trading results would have been, and we can get a good estimate of basically what we would have made. And if you guys are questioning if these are accurate, the group members are literally taking the same trades, so they know that these are actually accurate results. Can't just make this up and put it in randomly, because then people would know that I'm actually lying. Just to preface it, that because it'd be pretty much impossible to say I'm making something completely different than I am, and then people still be a part of the Signal group. So anyways, let's dive into the trading profits first, because I know most of you are traders and that's what you're mostly interested in. All right, guys, so looking at kind of the trading profits here first, so we can start extrapolating each week. Each week I post my results, and this is copied right into the copy trader, copied into people's accounts and whatnot, so they know what's true and what's false. And so December, yeah, to be honest, I stopped trading midway through December because I couldn't do it. December I was having a losing month, and there was 1 week I had an extra 5R, so I had a 5R week, but that wasn't part of the signals, but that was still part of my income. So in December overall, I had made a slight negative. It was like negative 1R or something like this. In November, we've added up 17R over the weeks of November. In October, we had 7.8R, and then you can see I started this was back in September, where I was a little bit worse. So we had, 0.5R, about break even if you add those together, 4R positive, 1R, 2R. So I think in September I made about 4R or something like this. September is a rough guide of what the rest of the months of the year had been, where that's when I started trading a little bit different strategy, and I started really starting to know how the markets work so much better. So you can always continue to get better, guys, in the market, just so you guys know, continuing to learn more and more. And I think January might be an even better month. I think it's going to be hard to top 17R for a while, because that's an incredible month for me, but you guys kind of get the picture. So if we said overall, let's just kind of add that up and say, okay, December we had, let's be even you know, a little bit more critical, and let's say we had negative 3R, but I believe on my account it was less than that. So we go negative 3R plus you know, 17R, plus we had 8R ish, plus we had 4R times, so what is this? So that's sorry, it was 22. So we had September, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, about 9 months. Yeah, 9 months of, say, 5R, right? Let's say 5R times 9 months. So 9 times 5R is 45 plus 22. So total in the year, I only made 67R roughly. So you can kind of expand that. And I was using probably an average of 1% of my account. So again, guys, because I don't actually want to reveal the majority of how much money I have, we can say that 67R over the year, I am on average, I was trading with less than a 6-figure account. And more than I don't want to give too much info, but it was a 5-digit account, so you can kind of guess how much you want. So let's just say 50K, right? So 50K times 0.67, right? If we're risking about 1% per trade, then we see an income of only about 33K in that 50K account, in profit for that personal account, right? So guys, just to note that this is just a kind of a random number using a 1% risk. This is not the amount that I was trading with consistently. I'm just using maybe a rough estimate so you guys can somewhat see. If I was trading with 2%, which sometimes I was trading with 2, sometimes I was trading with 1, and this is not the account size that I was trading with, but it was less than 100K. Then we would have doubled this. So let's say just trading income alone, let's say it was about 50K USD. And I'm Canadian, so that goes more for my, you know, that dollar is worth more for me, so it's more useful for me. So let's say roughly 50K in trading profits. Which I think is perfectly fine. That's a decent amount for somebody who's only been doing this for a few years, and each year is going to get better and better. And this is largely kept in, so let's say 50K here. This is largely kept into my trading account, and my trading account has been growing. I'm not really using any of the profits from the trading account. I'm just putting that into crypto, right? So let's look at my actual ledger live here. All right, guys, so I've got this open here. You can see a 46% increase. So what is that? 46 times my money that I had started with back in the beginning of the year. So I didn't have a whole lot of money in here, but it's been growing quite well, and that's been growing quite good with Ethereum and Bitcoin and everything like that also going up. We can see, you know, you can kind of figure out roughly how much we're kind of holding here, but you don't know exact numbers and whatnot. But this has been going up nicely, and you can see, you know, kind of September, October, we started making a little bit more money, putting some more in there. That's when my trading got a little bit better, and we started dumping more and more money in there. Now then, the other thing that I want to add on is I made some money through like affiliate things, through the brokers and whatnot. It's honestly not that much money. Over a year, it was a few $1,000s maybe. So let's kind of round up and say, you know, roughly $5,000. Right, something like that over a year. So we're at 5,500, 55,000 right now. So let's dive into the YouTube income actually right now and check out how that looks. Right on, guys. So right away, you guys are going to see that YouTube doesn't actually pay out that well. And I've just got the ads running and whatnot, but it's enough that you can do something with. You can live very poorly, I think. With that amount of income per month. It's been going down recently by 14% or something, because probably it's Christmas break. That's perfectly fine. So let's just kind of look at the analytics here and the revenue. we see that we make about $10 per 1,000 views. Estimated revenue, you know, they take their cut and whatnot. So you can see each month here, I actually started YouTube a little bit ago here, so we can see each month. My best month was $5,000 here. So the total revenue is 24K, let's say 25K. So when I talk about YouTube paying enough to live off of, this is basically what I talk about. Is 25K is you can live poorly, but it's a nice help to anybody's income, I suppose. So let's say 25K, add that to here, 25K, and we're now at 80K. So I get a question a lot, guys, is that do I make more from signals, sales, YouTube, all the marketing and everything, or trading? And it is true that at the start of the year, I was making more. Well, okay, before the signal group started, it was all pretty low, honestly. It was enough that I could live well, but that's fine. Once the signal group started, that was a large influx of money, and I was making way more from the signal group. Now that things have kind of died down and we're just doing a constant monthly income from the signal group there and sales and everything like that, and now that I have all of this extra money, I am making probably a little bit more from trading. If you count the different sources of trading, it's a little bit hard to say because, you know, what is my trading account now? What's my actual gain? And then am I counting crypto gains or not? But I would say if I were to put all of my current balance of my crypto portfolio and trade with all of that, I would be making way more from trading than the signals and whatnot. So that just goes to show like the importance of having these extra sources of income, because that's going to really spike up how much you're going to be making as a trader really, really quickly. And I was able to do that in about a year's time, where I'm actually perfectly content. I have no worry. I can trade. Oh God, what are you doing there, buddy? I can trade perfectly fine for a long period of time, making great money from just trading at this point. So I've said it on my Instagram. I know at some point the mentorships and the signals and everything like this, that amount of money is going to become absolutely negligible, and I'm not going to want to do it anymore. So I know at some point I'm going to be moving away from the YouTube, from everything, because there is the YouTube burnout that everyone talks about as a YouTuber. I just won't want to deal with teaching people and whatnot. I'm going to be perfectly happy with just my trading profits, and then I'll go on some other adventures. That's kind of off topic, but as you guys can see, you make more money from trading the longer you're doing it, and eventually signals will be worthless. Now, guys, this is the number that's going to completely blow you away, is the sales of the business. And this is largely why I talk about why it's so important to have other sources of income aside from just trading, because our actual income, when you have a smaller account, when you're first starting out, once you realize you're profitable, is that you then need to build up the capital, and it takes some time. And I had a decent amount of capital to start with when I was in crypto, so that actually gave me enough to basically trade off of and live off of, because I was confident in that 5 hour a month I was going to be able to live off of, and that's perfectly fine. So when we're looking at this income here, just remember, I didn't actually keep all of this. This is largely sent to my business for business costs and for paying contractors out, the other signal providers, because my signal group at certain times, there was up to, I think, 10 of us in the group, and I was paying everyone else a percentage of the actual revenue. So I did not keep all of this money, just so you guys know. But let's look at it. So I've just broken it down here really quickly. This is just January to December. We started the signal group in June and we made 200K, right? This is US dollars. And you can see there was a lot of hype around it at the beginning. This is no surprise that we had a bunch of traders on our team that really fucked things up. And it was very difficult for us to kind of recover from that. And we were struggling with, you know, trying to figure things out. New businesses. I know we kind of went through this a lot, but once we started seeing some profits again, we actually have a good team now, and I'm very happy with the team now. We started seeing some more sales come in and whatnot. And then Christmas time, we made it free for a couple weeks. So there was no sales and whatnot at the end of December. We just completely made the group extended everyone's contracts with us. So we actually made like no income there. So it's actually going to spike up again, and it's probably going to be right around where it was here before, and slowly go up and up as our group actually gets better and better, and more people realize that we're actually making money now again, right? So let's say that we're going to count this as about 50% of it was paid out to, even more, I think it might have been even more than that, was paid out to the employees and whatnot. So let's say roughly we had 75k USD as a business and personal income, right? So I've taken some of that as my personal income, and some of it is just invested into the business and whatnot. So that gives us, let's add in another 80k, and we're sitting at 160k for the year as our total income. There's other sources of small income here and there that is not very, very important, but this was largely based off of, this income here was based off of mostly signals, and then some of my mentorships and whatnot. I've had a few mentorships, but that was the vast majority of it was based off of the signals. And this really shows you guys the incredible power that a lot of these gurus are making tons and tons of money on just from signal services, right? So you could really live off of this quite easily, and largely all of my personal income and whatnot, I have been living off of the YouTube profits and some of this profit. I have been living off of basically just normal amount of income, and then my trading income has just been growing my account and whatnot, and I've been throwing it back into that crypto portfolio, and this is how I'm making a vast majority of my money, and we're investing it so we can make even more. So when we're looking at the final numbers here in Canadian dollars, let's say it's about 1.3 conversion. So let's time this by 1.3. We made over 200k as a personal income here, and that is largely into my trading account now, and we're just investing that into crypto. So that once the crypto market has been exploding, you can kind of add up the numbers here. If we wanted to look at that previous number that my account had grown, what was it, 45x or something like that, that's largely based off of the crypto investment and my personal income that I've been dumping in there. I have not been living absolutely lavishly, guys, as you can tell. So you guys know I talk about it a lot, that we don't want to actually be living like crazy lavishly, like you see many of these other gurus and stuff. They're spending tons of money on things to make it look like they're way richer than they actually are. As you guys can see, that's a freaking decent amount of money, in all honesty. I just wanted to show you guys so you can get an actual honest report of, you know, what someone like me is making doing stuff like this. So I've been living somewhat normally, aside from, you know, I have a nice car there that I spent, and I was just doing the payments on, which is perfectly fine because it makes most financial sense to actually lease it and then buy the lease after 3 years. That makes the most sense financially, actually, rather than just buying it outright, because then you can use that money for trading instead of buying it, right? But now we're sitting at a decent amount of money, and we should be making a video very soon, wink wink, about hitting 7 figures once the crypto market starts moving a little bit more. We're getting pretty damn close to that, where I'd be perfectly happy. All right, guys, I just wanted to add one thing here I forgot about. Just to make note, all of this income is counting as my actual like income. That's not capital gains. It's not investment incomes. It's not what I profited from crypto, stocks, real estate, any sort of investment type thing. What I'm going to do is I'll make another video at some point. If you guys want this video, please leave a comment in the description. Tell me if you want it or not. How I've delegated my portfolio and how I plan to delegate my portfolio once I'm selling off crypto gains here, and what I plan to do with all that money. If you guys are interested in that, just leave a comment in the description. But yeah, so I have made more money through crypto and investments as well. That is not included in this final total. That is the final total of just like earned money from working, essentially. The non-passive income, basically. Yeah. So that's all, guys.
Bye. Have a great time.
Listen.